We never knew you could do this.
Shouldn't you know all your possibilities? When your bank says no, Champion says yes.
In this bottle of Behringer, a 125-year commitment to making great wine. From the only winery ever to win Wine of the Year for both a Cabernet and a Chardonnay. In this glass, the perfect complement to your own special moments, whatever they happen to be. Behringer, all we are in every bottle.
The Kia Sportage in the Paris-Dakar Rally. The most grueling race in the world. 6,200 miles, 100-degree temperatures, 21 days, and no deodorant. The 2001 Kia Sportage, thoroughly tested and backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
Right now, get up to $2,000 cash back or 1.9 financing through April 30th.
The New York Lotto jackpot is now $12 million. Well, let me tell you, it's a ton of money.
The New York Lotto jackpot is now $12 million. Play today.
1-0 Yankees here in the top of the 5th inning. We quickly take a look at the Dodge trivia question. Beautiful night here in Boston. Which pitcher-catcher had the longest current consecutive start streak together? Take it, partner. Do it, brother.
You got to be kidding me. El Duque and Posada.
41 in a row, yeah.
What was your longest?
I have no idea.
Okay.
No, I don't know.
Okay. Think about it.
No.
Well,
Soriano ago.
Yeah. Soriano leads it off for the Yankees. Batting 8th in this lineup. Yankees lead it 1-0. Another well-hit ball into right field, but the wind's going to catch up with it, along with Trot Nixon. So one gone for the Yankees. Well, there's only one way to stop a thief on the run. Yeah, that's the hard way. What's an all-new Cop sets tomorrow at 8 o'clock, right here on Fox 5. Well, I'll tell you what, I have all the respect in the world for the policemen and women in this country and for what they have to deal with. Scott Brocious will step in. The Bro man walked his last time up. Well hit in the left field. And O'Leary this time will play it off the wall, and you can see what the Green Monster will do to you. I mean, Brocious line shot in the left field. In fact, if the Green Monster wasn't there, that ball probably would have been out of Yankee Stadium, yet he gets a single out of it.
Well, the Green Monster giveth and it taketh away. You're right, that ball is probably a home run, certainly a double at the stadium, depending on its height.
The left fielder.
But off the wall, a single for Brocious.
And Brocious continues his hitting. That's a 10-game hitting streak now for Scott Brocious. Scott has hit in all 10 games that the Yankees have played. Knobloch steps in. He's 0 for 2.
Partner, I didn't mean to be so abrupt at that trivia question that you shifted to me. But, you know, things weren't kept. We didn't keep track of things in those days like Elias does now. Any more stats? And
back in those days, they didn't have computers.
No.
They didn't have fax machines. Television sets were just coming on.
Mail was delivered on horseback.
Mail was still delivered on horseback. So you're
Pony
right.
Express was involved.
There were nobody thought about it.
Lindbergh was yet to fly across the Atlantic.
Right.
The Industrial Revolution was just around the corner.
Babe Ruth was still playing for the Red Sox.
Civil War had just ended.
Ball 1, strike 1 to Knobloch. So far, it has really been a pitcher's duel. Yankees on top of Paxton Crawford, though. Yankees coming up with a run in the 3rd inning. Soriano leading that inning off, coming around to score on Derek Jeter's base hit. And that pitch outside, they ask for help. Tashida says no, he did not go around, so it's 2 balls and a strike.
pitchers want hitters to swing at pitches like this. Those are pitchers' pitches, and you hate to waste them on a take. So a good hold-up by Knobloch, but yet again, indicative of how hard that wind is blowing in from left to home plate here at Fenway Park.
And every time the Yankees have put runners on, it has changed Paxton Crawford and his approach to pitching to a hitter. That's when he got into trouble back in the third when he finally gave up that run. The only run of the game was because of runners on base. He was paying a lot of attention to them.
Yeah, base runners for the Yankees have just applied the tourniquet to the blood flow of the Red Sox. A lot of young pitchers like that. And that's a lot of times that's called by the manager, Jimmy Williams, calling pitch overs.
And there goes Brocious, and a hit and run was on. Knobloch fouls it back and out of play.
I think Jimmy trying to get an experienced guy like Brocious, but Brocious knows that in a situation like this, you have to make sure the pitcher pitches. Brocious did. The jump of the runner on the hit and run play is not imperative. It's up to the hitter to put the ball in play.
I suppose we're right if we say hit and run or run and hit. Basically all the same. Hit on the ground, left side, knocked down by Lansing. No play. The only play is at second, but not in time. So an infield hit for Knobloch, and 2 men are on for New York.
Well, what a great play by the Red Sox shortstop. Normally a second baseman by trade. He was with the Expos and with the Rockies. But here in Boston, pressed into service, and Brocious beat the play. He was coming up when Offerman caught the ball. So an infield hit for Chuck Knobloch, and the Yankees once again threatened.
You know, Lansing, what they write, he was the throw-in in that Rolando Rojo trade with the Colorado Rockies. They sent Brian Rose over there, fine young pitcher, and Jeff Fry. 2 men are on, Jeter up. And that's inside. Derek with an RBI single back in the third. So his 4th run batted in. And the Yankees trying to put some more pressure on Paxton Crawford. Hildebrand at third. Back to second, followed by Offerman. They're going to get the play at second, but they don't get the double play. And the Yankees keep it alive. Wow.
This is a double play ball, particularly with Derek nursing that painful quad. It's still not healed, but Offerman's inability to complete the pivot cost the Red Sox momentarily. Still leaves the doors open for Paul O'Neill. Yankees still alive here in the 5th.
Trademark of the Yankees, getting the 4th out in an inning. Have put a lot of dents in other teams for allowing them to do that.
In last night's ball game, with runners on at first and third, the Red Sox threw the ball to the shortstop. Jason Varitek was the catcher at that time. So if the Yankees elect to run tonight with runners on at first and third, and they won't do it until there's 2 strikes on O'Neill, you might see a play to Lansing at shortstop from Hatteberg, the catcher. Like a semi-pro play, but it worked last night against Baltimore for Boston.
Right side, this time Offerman. They make the play to Knobloch at first, so O'Neill will leave a couple of men on. Yankees got an additional out in this inning, but yet to bring in a run. They do lead it, though, 1-0, mid-5th.
I gotta lose me to find you. I gotta give up all I have. To find you, I'll suffer anything and be glad. I call it a bargain, the best I ever had.
Lease a Nissan Pathfinder SE for $339 a month. Another best reason to drive one. Offer ends April 30th. Nissan. Driven.
No. I said sell it. Call them up and ask them to give it all back.
In this point-and-click, risk-it-all-on-a.com world,
What's wrong with this?
it's nice to know at least one thing doesn't go up and down. Wendy's Super Value Menu.
Hi. Junior bacon cheeseburger, side salad, and a drink.
Because everything is always 99 cents.
Wait a minute. It's on us.
It's there for you.
Now Biggie size any Wendy's combo. You could win your choice of 3 exciting vacations at Universal Orlando Resort.
Is it too late to choose something else?
Drew and Mimi, don't touch the troll!
Is that what your mom used to say to your dates?
Together, they're bigger than anything.
For 800 pounds of trouble.
On the Drew Carey Show. Drew it 5 days a week.
Monday at 6:30 p.m. on Fox 5.
The 260 horsepower Acura CL Type S.
Well, the Yankees return home to battle their arch rivals, the Boston Red Sox, starting Friday the 20th and through Sunday the 22nd. On Saturday, April the 21st, be a part of the magical 1961 summer of, oh, what a year that was. All fans will receive a 61 cap courtesy of HBO Film celebrating the HBO movie 61. And on Sunday, April the 22nd, all fans and under receive a Hippo sponsored by HIP Health Plans, and tickets are now available at the stadium ticket window through Ticketmaster and also at the Yankees clubhouse store. Bottom of the 5th inning as Trot Nixon leads it off for the Red Sox. Just to add to that, HBO movie 61, that was produced and directed by Billy Crystal.
Filmed in Old Tiger Stadium in Detroit last year. Part of the time we were up in Detroit.
Pop him up. Hernandez will run out of room. Well, the 61 season when Roger Maris hit 61 home runs. It was a battle right to the end with Mickey and Roger. And of course, Billy's always been a huge Yankee fan and a baseball fan. And that was one of the magical years and summers in baseball. And he did a film about it.
And if you noticed in that film, it was 61 with an asterisk. And the asterisk was put there because of the foolishness of Ford Frick saying that it was done in 162 games, therefore didn't count. How absurd from the beginning.
Absolutely. Nice 2 hop for the Soriano. One gone here in the bottom of the 5th. I've seen some pictures of the 2 actors that play Mantle and Maris, and the resemblance is incredible. I don't know the names. I'm sorry to say I don't know their names right now, but
I don't either offhand. But the shot from the rear with the way Roger used to lean with that left shoulder down, and Mickey's lean with that right shoulder down is kind of scary.
It was incredible. Jose Offerman takes a breaking ball strike. Offerman 1 for 2. Jimmy Williams has stuck both of his switch hitters in this lineup back to back. Offerman 1 and then Carl Everett to follow. Pretty much no nonsense type manager Jimmy Williams has been. And if there's a problem, first of all, if you go in to talk to Jimmy to try to get any information out of him, you can forget it. He won't say a word, whether it's about good things or about bad things. What goes on in their clubhouse stays in their clubhouse, and he certainly doesn't want to publicly say anything about any of his players.
The advantage of a pitcher who could get the breaking ball over behind in the count. You could see how Offerman was sitting on the fastball. He got the curveball and was forced to take it.
Good fastball outside corner. You could see Offerman looked like he was looking for something else, and kind of waved at it, so strikeout for El Duque.
Well, the breaking ball behind in the count planted doubt in the hitter's mind. A good time to come back with a fastball, and Posada called for it, and El Duque executed. You're right, you're not going to get much out of Jimmy Williams. Jimmy is hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil, even while evil is going on all around
him. And one of the evil parts of this ball club has been, you know, publicly known, has been Carl Everett and the problems that he has had with Everett.
Missing the bus twice this spring, fined $97,000. Suspended for 10 days last year, running with the umpire right here at Fenway Park on a nationally televised game.
You know, it's pretty simple. Everybody has rules and regulations, and you don't show somebody else within a 25-member cast more preferential treatment than you do anybody else. The bus leaves at 5, you're supposed to be on it.
Well, if you really want to get right down to it, nobody was more flagrant about breaking rules than Babe Ruth. And here he is, a national icon. And people laugh about it. You can imagine how many buses Babe Ruth missed.
Maybe that's where the term rules are made to be broken.
Oh, boy.
Oh, I hope that didn't break a hand. That caught Everett right on the hand.
That one had to hurt.
I don't know if the umpire called it a foul ball or if it was a hit batsman.
I think it's a hit batsman, Bobby. A lot of times all you have to do is look at the reaction of the batter, and that'll tell you. But El Duque trying to pitch Everett inside. He's standing right on top of the plate. That's where you have to pitch him. Had he taken that pitch, it would almost have been a strike. But Carl Everett right on top of the plate.
That ball couldn't have been more than 2 or 3 inches inside.
If that.
Yeah.
But Everett right on top of the plate, and you have to pitch him in there. And whenever you pitch a batter inside, Nomar Garciaparra the same way. Even though Nomar does not stand nearly as close as Everett, nor do you try to pitch Garciaparra inside. He's too quick.
A little over a year ago, Garciaparra got hit in the hand. And that's what I think Joe's out to say. Was that a hit batsman or was that a foul ball? I think that's what he is having the conversation with Mark Carlson about.
I think clearly it was pretty clear. I'm wondering if Carlson had given a warning. I mean, certainly a warning wasn't issued on a pitch like that. Natural sound. Let's take a listen. Could have been a piece of the knob and the hand.
That's what I was. That's the reason when I looked at the umpire, I didn't see him make any pronounced call, and I think that's what Joe was maybe out talking to him about. So now with Everett on, that brings up Manny Ramirez. Manny has struck out. He's only 2 times up against El Duque. Foul back and out of play. Ramirez has ended 2 innings with strikeouts, both times with runners on base. And the guy that they are counting on to hit in those situations so far tonight has not come through. Give El Duque a lot of credit for working him around that batter's box, striking him out twice. Washington Heights is where Ramirez comes from, or lived there for quite some time. Quite a story and background. Kid that loved to play baseball in New York. And because he was playing baseball and because he loves sports, kept him out of a whole lot of trouble. And the friends that he ran around with in that area, which was a pretty tough area, they were all into sports too. And here he is now, a superstar in the major leagues and and making a pretty good salary.
Yeah.
Making a darn good salary.
Yes, sir. A darn good salary.
What did he sign for? 161 million or something like that?
Enough.
That's Tim McCarver type money. Pretty good lead by Everett over at first base, put a couple of men out. And outside and high, ball 2.
Well, we mentioned earlier, and in fairness, Bobby, it must be pointed out that Manny Ramirez, when he does play defense in this ballpark, it is an accident waiting to happen. He is, it is not going to be a bed of roses. He's not a good defensive outfielder. And right field in this ballpark, we talked about earlier, is very, very difficult with all its oddities in right field and down the line. Spacious, as we said.
Well hit into center field. Bellinger on the run. He'll look up and it off the wall. Deep center field. Soriano's throw will not be a throw. So this time, Manny Ramirez comes through with an RBI to tie the game up here in the bottom of the 5th with a couple of men out. What a shot off the center field wall.
We talked about how the wind is blowing in from left field. Had this ball not been hit as hard as it was, it would not have hit the wall. Normally that ball's out of there. Carl Everett running all the way. There's no sense in looking at the ball when there are 2 outs. You keep running. Why look at the ball? The third base coach is going to tell you what to do.
Well, he made it. And Troy O'Leary now will step in, and we have a tie ball game. Well, hitters like Ramirez, you give them enough chances.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to hurt you. Like Ramiro Mendoza now getting up. Huge plus for the Yankees when they got him back this year. 91 pitches now for El Duque, almost the same exact number that he threw in his last start. But it was the same number, 91, not almost. O'Leary is 1 for 2. He's hit the ball hard twice. Into right field. O'Neill puts it away, but it was the hit batsman. And then the double by Manny Ramirez, knocking in his 10th run for the Boston Red Sox. We have a tie game as we go to the 6th.
If you want that light beer taste, just add water. Amstel Light, the beer drinker's light beer.
The CR-V from Honda. It'll take you to the mountains. It'll take you to the beaches. It'll take you to the desert. It'll take you just about anywhere. But it won't take you to the cleaners. The CR-V, another special value now at your Honda dealer. For a limited time, get special APR financing as low as 3.9% for 36 months on new CR-Vs.
What's the pressure? Excellent. BP's 120/80.
Pulse?
53. He's a thoroughbred.
Lungs clear? Is this kid 18 or 19?
No. That's 1918. He's 83.
And what did he do?
Snowboarding accident.
Biotech can improve your life. See what it can do for your portfolio. The iShares NASDAQ Biotech Index stock. Ask your advisor.
Sorry, we're from Amsterdam. We didn't know light beer was supposed to suck. Amstel Light, the beer drinker's light beer.
MSG Network, home of New York Yankees baseball.
Strike 3. A home run for Jeter, and he makes the catch. Oh! Swing and a miss. Strike 3. He's looking up. He is gone. This game is over.
MSG Network. It's more than just a game.
Well, pretty much the same here at Fenway. Yankees with 4 hits, Sox with 5. We're all tied up at 1 as David Justice leads it off here in the 6th inning for New York. It'll be Justice, Posada, and then Tino Martinez as Mendoza continues to warm up for the Yankees. Paxton, Crawford still in. He has been impressive. The Yankees did let him off in the 3rd inning when they had a big inning going, and he pitched his way out of it. That's up high for ball 2, 2-0 now to Justice.
See if Joe Torre turns David Justice loose here on a 3-0 count. The wind is not affecting balls to right field, but is to center and left. Justice with 41 home runs last year, the most he has hit in any one season in his career.
Down low, pretty good pitch, and pretty disciplined by David Justice not to swing at that one, so it's a leadoff walk. Well, every night at 10:30 p.m., MSG Sports Desk delivers the latest sports news, scores, and highlights. You can join host Marv Albert with extensive coverage, interviews, and analysis of all the local teams and much more on MSG Sports Desk nightly at 10:30 on MSG Network. It's more than just a game. Well, that leadoff walk is going to bring the pitching coach, Joe Kerrigan, out to talk to Paxton. And Posada getting up along with Garces, Rich Garces, beginning now to throw for Boston.
Difference is that Romero Mendoza is ready, but Garces isn't. Garces just got up, and that's one of the reasons Joe Kerrigan is out to talk to his young right-hander. Regardless, Bobby, tonight, Paxton Crawford has shown that he has the goods. I mean, this guy can pitch. Good changeup, good slider, good fastball. El Duque has matched the young right-hander, both pitching out of difficulty in almost every inning.
Yankees bringing up the right guys. Posada has hit the ball hard twice tonight. He was robbed by a nice play by Dahlbach back in the 4th. Hit it again and past Dahlbach this time into right field. Justice had to hold up just in case Dahlbach caught that to keep from being doubled off. So Posada with a base hit. The Yankees with 2 men on, nobody out.
You're right. Had Justice taken off, he gets to 3rd base, but there's no way he can take off. This is really excellent instincts by David Justice. One step and stops. Watch. And in fact, the ball just missed hitting him as Dahlbach is diving. That is a very difficult play when you're on at first base. Your instinct is to go forward. Almost always caught in between, but very, very good base running by Justice in avoiding the line drive.
Yankees putting pressure now on Crawford. Tino Martinez in the dirt, and a nice stop by Hedberg. I thought that ball may have hit Tino.
That's some play by Hedberg.
Wow, what a play.
Fastball about 3 feet in front of home plate. Hedberg staying with it. Outstanding play by the Boston catcher.
You know, those types of pitches from a young rookie right-hander indicates to me that he was trying to do too much with a pitch. Trying to break off too big of a curveball. Hit hard, 1 out. Opperman Lansing for 1, back to Dahlbach, a double play. Big double play by the Red Sox here in the 6th.
A double play ground ball is an odd pitch because the pitcher wants the hitter to hit it hard enough to complete the double play. Tino does, and the Red Sox get it. Sometimes as a hitter, if you don't hit it hard enough, they can't complete the double play. one of the quirky things about this quirky game at times.
Yeah. Lansing has played pretty solid at short as Bellinger bats for the first time in this game. He replaced Coleman a couple of innings ago. We suspect that Michael Coleman, who started this game in center field, hurt himself in his last at bat. Bellinger went on. It appeared that maybe Coleman, which we don't have any word right now, we're just merely guessing, maybe it hurt his hamstring. Hillenbrand at third. In the dirt, and a nice stop and snagged by Daubach. My goodness. You were talking about those errors that the young man made in the minor leagues. 33. Boy, this could have been costly.
Yep.
Daubach digs it out, so we're still tied at 1.
Airbags are designed to keep you safe. Don't you want to
When it's built tough, and it's a whole lot of fun, you can play all day. Anywhere you want. Ford, the most far-reaching sport utilities on Earth and beyond. Get the best-selling Ford Expedition and get 1.9 financing for 60 months or $1,500 cash back.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed.
Before you can inspire,
We hold these truths to be self-evident
before you can touch,
that all men are created equal.
you must first connect. And the company that connects more of the world is Alcatel, a leader in communication networks.
This spring, see the movie with no Academy Awards.
Boys got something to say to me? Why don't you talk into the microphone?
Soldier. Rated PG-13. Now playing in theaters everywhere.
Introducing the 2001 Hyundai Accent. It comes with the freedom of the Hyundai Advantage, America's best warranty plan.
I don't have to worry about my car because I'm covered under the 10-year warranty.
And the Accent has the standard features you want. At just $8,499, this is one new car that's very easy to drive home. Get the 2001 Accent for just $8,499 at your Hyundai dealer today.
Beautiful Fenway Park, bottom of the 6th inning. We had some great plays in the last inning.
Well, 2 plays with runners on at first and second, nobody out. This keeps the double play in order, the play by Hedberg. And watch this throw by the young Sean Hillenbrand. This is not a short hop, it's an in-between hop where the catcher has to make the play. And Daubach did that. I call him Sean. His name is Shea, of course.
Well, we've got new blood out on the mound for the Yankees. Ramiro Mendoza will come in to face the Red Sox here in the 6th inning. El Duque probably up around 100 pitches as he leaves after 5 innings. So all tied up at 1. And Scott Hedberg will lead it off, followed by Hillenbrand and then Daubach. Ramiro making his first appearance of the season. That came Tuesday in Kansas City. And what a big plus it will be and is to get the young right-hander back on this Yankee roster. 97 pitches for El Duque. Mendoza in there for a call strike. Now it's 1-1.
Talk about giving a team a different look. Hernandez, a high ball pitcher. Mendoza, a low ball pitcher. So an adjustment by the Red Sox necessary if they're going to put the ball in play effectively.
Missed a lot of last year because of surgery to repair a small tear of the right shoulder in the labrum part. So Mendoza, that'll be out of play. The Yankees feeling that his arm strength is back, and of course each and every time that he goes out there this year, that arm strength will get better. And that's the one thing after somebody's had surgery on their arm, whether it be the elbow, whether it be the shoulder, is getting that arm strength back to where it was before you had to have the surgery.
And a team's necessary patience with a pitcher while he's building that arm strength. But Mendoza looks at least as good as he did before he was hurt, in my view.
Just missing outside. That's a trademark of Mendoza. Well, he throws strikes. And he works that sinker down and away with that running fastball and then a little breaking ball. That sinker there hit on the ground toward the right side. Soriano throwing out Hattiesburg, one gone. Well, tomorrow we've got quite a pitching matchup. We got the Rocket Roger Clemens, and he will face off against Pedro Martinez. 8 Cy Youngs going after it against each other tomorrow. Clemens is 2-0, Martinez 1-0 this year. Quite a matchup. These are the kinds of matchups you live for. We're going to have it all for you right here on Fox 5, starting at 1:05. Hillenbrand with a 9-game hitting streak on the line. He is 0 for 2 tonight. Inside corner, strike one. Mendoza works quickly. Sinker hit on the ground, foul. Now he's out in front, no balls and 2 strikes.
The one thing about Ramiro Mendoza last year that we picked up was that Mendoza, we're talking about patience. Mendoza is not a patient pitcher. On an 0-2 count, 1-2 count, he wants to finish the hitter off instead of teasing a hitter. He can learn something by teasing him more. Right down the pipe.
Late swinging and fouls it off to the right side.
There's no sense in getting a hitter in the hole 0-2 and then pitching him like it's 2-0. And a lot of pitchers are like that. They become impatient and they want to finish them off too early instead of teasing out of the strike zone. Keep in mind that Hillenbrand is a bad ball swinger. So anything out of the zone, possibly swing at.
That's inside. We were updated on our scoreboard, our Ford scoreboard. As you saw on the screen, you know, one of the good things for the Yankees, if you take a look at Mel Stottlemyre, the great pitching coach of this ball club, and Mendoza as he strikes out Hillenbrand, they're on a bad pitch, way inside. I mean, very typical. So relations and the way they talk with each other, you can see how far it is inside.
Right in here.
What a great mix, you know, for Stottlemyre and Mendoza. And for a young pitcher like Mendoza to have a guy like Stottlemyre to talk to him and work with him.
Interesting. You said they threw almost identically.
Yeah.
A sinker thrown from the top. That is, as any hitter will tell you, the toughest sinker to hit.
Off the end of the bat, Brian Donbach. And versus his throw is a little bit high, but Tino comes down with it, so Mendoza goes through the Red Sox 1-2-3. It has been 6 innings here at Fenway, and we're all tied up at 1.
When you're ready to buy a home, we'll help you get a loan. At Washington Mutual, we write our own approval rules. That's the power of yes.
Tomorrow, it's a classic rematch between 2 of baseball's greatest pitchers. It's Roger and the Yankees against Pedro and the Red Sox. Don't miss the showdown on the mound. Yankee baseball, tomorrow at 1 p.m. on Fox 5. Tonight at 10, catch all the Yankee action. Then watch the 10 o'clock news for post-game interviews and more. Don't miss the Yankee highlights on the Fox 5 10 o'clock news tonight.
Well, Jerry's show is on the air and everyone is watching. But are his friends laughing? You can watch Seinfeld tonight at 11 o'clock. And it's right here on Fox 5. And if you're not laughing right now, when that show comes on, you will be. And nobody is laughing here at Fenway.
Anything but a laugher, huh?
Anything but one. We're tied at 1, and we all have 5 hits apiece. And Rich Garces now, a new pitcher for the Red Sox.
Joe Castiglione, who has done the radio for the Red Sox for a lot of years, leaning over when El Guapo came in the game. El Guapo, literally translated in Spanish, we think means the handsome one. So the handsome one's in there to pitch. Not for his looks, for his fastball.
And Soriano sends one high and fairly deep into center field. Everett turned one way and finally catches it out there in that Bermuda Triangle. Good play by Carl Everett. And he ran it down a long way. It's 400 feet away.
Bobby, we talked about how the ball explodes off Alfonso Soriano's bat. And even against the wind, where the wind had a chance to take this ball and hold it up, Soriano hits it deep into right center, and Everett flags it down. That wind held that ball in the ballpark.
Now Scott Brocious takes one outside for ball 1. Well, Rich Garces, 6 foot, 250 pounds is what they have him listed. But he's got a live arm. And got a good foot-fingered fastball and a curveball.
He's a lot like Ramiro Mendoza. His fastball is. Doesn't sink quite as much. A little better breaking ball. But the ball's on top of the hitters quickly.
Off the end of the bat, and Offerman is out behind second base to make the play. Well, I guess that the bleacher crowd here at Fenway has taken on to Rich Garces, because that's what they were talking about when he came into the ballgame while we were on break, was El Guapo, El Guapo. That's what they were hollering.
El Guapo.
And that's when Joe enlightened us the fact that it means the handsome one. From Venezuela. And like Mendoza, he's got a rubber arm. He can throw a lot of innings. Knobloch stepping in. I've heard of grappa, but not guapo.
Grappa, I think, has 2 P's in it. I've heard
no,
of
it has raisins, doesn't it? Oh,
oh, I am talking
boy.
about
yes, I know.
spelling of the word.
I just got it. That'll go down. Fly ball into right field. Nixon puts it away. So Garces. Garces did the same as Mendoza. 1, 2, 3. We're still tied at 1.
Just imagine. The all-new Civic from Honda is the only car in its class to achieve a 5-star safety rating in every category. Amazing, but true. The all-new Civic, part of the Special Value Collection, now at your Honda dealer. In this bottle of Behringer, a 125-year commitment to making great wine. From the only winery ever to win Wine of the Year for both a Cabernet and a Chardonnay. In this glass, the perfect complement to your own special moments.
Mom, remember when you said you were too young to be a grandmother?
Whatever they happen to be. Behringer, all we are in every bottle.
Red Sox. Number 3.
All tied up here at Fenway. We're going to send you back to our New York studios, and John Rowland on the update of the news.
All right, thanks, Bobby. Thanks, guys. Coming up right after the game, rap star Jay-Z is in court tonight, facing gun charges. We'll have the full story in his arrest. Plus, the Pentagon's picture proof of why and how Chinese pilots out of control brought down our spy plane. And Dave Winfield has a shocker for Yankee fans. We'll see you right after the game. Back to you guys in Boston.
Bottom of the 7th inning, and Mike Lansing leads it off, the 9th place hitter against Ramirez. Ramiro Mendoza, that is. Lansing 0 for 2 tonight. In on the hands, and Soriano at second. They're throwing out, 1 gone. 2 pitches by Mendoza, and 1 out. Got to bring up Trot Nixon.
Number 7, the right fielder.
Nixon officially 0 for 2 tonight. He has been to the plate 3 times. He walked back in the 3rd. Timely base hits by both ball clubs that has produced 1 run. And right now we're into the bullpens from the respective clubs. The pitch is up high to Nixon. What Mendoza will do for you, but most of the time Mendoza is not up in the strike zone. He is down, down, down. He works from the knees on down. Popped up into center field. 2 gone for Boston. Well, let's take a look at our Hyundai 7th game recap. Good pitching by El Duque as Mendoza, Ramiro, and finally Ramirez gets the base hit to tie it up.
2 guys who signed the big contracts this year, Derek Jeter with the base hit, and then Ramirez. Both of them in the same neighborhood as far as salary is concerned. Nice neighborhood, too.
Well, 2 gone now, and Jose Offerman. Another easy inning for Mendoza. And the Red Sox have gone 1, 2, 3, so 6 in a row put down by Mendoza. We're still tied at 1 here at Fenway.
Legendary Jeep vehicles continue to receive more and more and more awards. Now it's time to reward you with the Jeep Rewards program. For a limited time, you can get 0.9% APR financing or a $2,000 cash allowance on both Jeep Grand Cherokee and Cherokee. So reward yourself today. Drive home one of our award winners. It's better than taking home a trophy. See your Jeep dealer today.
This is your captain speaking. If I could have your attention for a moment, folks, I'd just like to say that American is proud to be the only airline to remove seats throughout coach, so you all can have more room to cross your legs. However, we do kindly request that you not all do it at the same time. Thank you.
Introducing the all-new, completely restyled 2001 Hyundai Elantra. Freedom is calling, yeah!
The warranty's the best in America. You feel secure and you know you have someone to rely on.
The Elantra comes with the freedom of the Hyundai Advantage, America's best warranty plan, with standard features including air conditioning. All this plus automatic for just $12,799. It all adds up to a great value. Freedom is calling, here I am. Hyundai and the Jimmy Fund, helping kids fight cancer.
For mayor, only Controller Alan Hevesy has fiscal, legislative, management, and education experience. Only Hevesy wrote laws to save hospitals, immunize school children, and protect nursing home patients. Democrat Alan Hevesy, most experienced, best qualified.
The plastic crowd here at Fenway as the Yankees Red Sox tied up at 1 in the 8th inning. Let's take a look at this fan. I believe he qualifies for today's Toyota Everyday Fan.
Yawning on cue.
Lots of young fans on hand on this holiday weekend.
And a happy Easter to all of those. That persuasion. Beautiful weekend, one of the best weekends of the year. And certainly as far as baseball is concerned, the opening weekend between these arch rivals, the Red Sox and the Yankees, and giving you tonight about what you would expect. 1-1 after 7, and Derek Jeter leads it off against the third Boston pitcher, Rob Beck. Rich Garces win an inning. Paxton Crawford with a good, strong game. As you see, the New York fans and Red Sox fans even sitting side by side, Robert.
Sometimes you have to do that in the same family.
Yeah. Derek, an RBI single. Fouls it off. 0-1 to Derek Jeter. Now, you talked about Mendoza's arm problems. And certainly a long way back from rehab and stuff like that once you get the arm operated on. Well, Rob Beck could certainly empathize with that. Operated on a couple of years ago. Traded as damaged goods from the Chicago Cubs, and here he is with a strong arm. I mean, here's a guy with 51 saves one year with the Cubs.
And Jimmy Williams now using him as a setup man, and maybe once in a while use him in that closer's row, but pretty much has gone to Derek Lowe.
Fastball for a strike, and you can tell that Beck, his fastball is much better than it has been in recent years. Beck with 51 saves for the Cubs back in '98 as Derek Jeter is jammed. Right center field. Trot Nixon over. One out here in the 8th inning of a 1-1 ball game. Paul O'Neill is hitless on the night. He did walk in the first inning. But the key at bat tonight, with runners on at 2nd and 3rd, back in the 3rd inning, and only one out, the Yankees with a 1-0 lead. Paul popped to the catcher, Scott Hatteberg, foul territory. And then David Justice grounded out. Hit this one hard. Offerman. 2 outs here in the 8th inning. So both bullpens, touted by many as the 1 and 2 bullpens in the American League, doing their jobs so far tonight. Not a base runner off of the bullpens so far. Here's Justice.
Interesting philosophy from Rod Beck. He says every year I try to go out and not walk more than 10 batters during the course of a year. He says really, if you take a look at it, the best hitters in all of baseball, they make 7 outs out of every 10 times they go to the plate. So you got to give them a chance to make themselves, to get themselves out with that kind of a percentage.
Strike to Justice.
And if you're walking them, you don't give them a chance.
It's a Dennis Eckersley school of pitching. Dennis, who walked during a 3-year period of his career, walked 9 in 3 years. Justice check swing. You know what happened? David Justice got himself out as Rob Beck does in the Yankees here in the 8th inning after 7.5 here at Fenway. 1-1.
Think of it as a light beer that's not in touch with its feminine side. Amstel Light, the beer drinker's light beer.
Tell me again, why we didn't call your buddy in Maui? Lost his number, man.
Need a number? Just dial 411 for local and national directory assistance. You don't even need an area code. Whoa.
Jerry's show is on the air, and everyone's watching.
Oh, he's horrible, horrible.
What a sellout. Give me that remote.
How could anyone not like him?
On the next Seinfeld.
Tonight at 11 on Fox 5.
Unlike watery tasting like beer, Amstel Light makes your mouth water. Amstel Light, the beer drinkers like beer.
Good ball game here at Fenway, and on Fox Saturday, he was armed and dangerous and only 17. This attempted cop killer has been on the run for years. Watch an all-new America's Most Wanted tomorrow at 9 p.m. right here on Fox 5. Romero Mendoza's third inning of work. Orlando Hernandez started the game. He worked 5 innings, giving up only 1 run, a 2-out double by Manny Ramirez, driving in Carl Everett, who was hit by a pitch with 2 out and nobody on. And here's Everett, hit in the right hand his last time up. He has scored the only Boston run. Strike 1 to Everett. Everett stands as a threat to Mendoza because he likes the ball out over the plate. Mendoza has to keep it away to be effective. However, he drops that curveball in there. Now it's 0-2, Everett in the hole.
What a beautiful pitch and a perfect pitch by Mendoza.
Everett stays alive, barely.
Yeah, Mendoza went down in the end that time, but it was right off the shoe tops. Got him to swing at a bad pitch. Luckily, Everett got a piece of it. You can see how low it was.
Got him. Posada completes the play, but again, Bobby, if pitchers only realized how defensive hitters are with the count of no balls and 2 strikes. 1 out here in the 8th.
You know, and he got Everett to swing at that first pitch, and he got lucky to get a piece of it. He went right back, made it just a little bit worse than what the first one was, and got him to strike out. Check where this pitch is. That ball hits in front of home plate. Trying to protect as a free swinger with 2 strikes on you, trying to protect yourself, swings at a terrible pitch.
Second strikeout for Mendoza. He has retired 7 Red Sox in a row, and here's Ramirez. Manny has driven in the only run of the ball game for the Red Sox. There's the strike.
Well, in the 5th inning, Ramirez with a shot off the center field wall, timely hitting with 2 outs. That scores Everett, and that's where we end up right here, 1-1 tie.
Bobby, the interesting thing about this matchup is Mendoza has to keep the ball down to be effective, and Ramirez a very good low ball hitter. Foul, so Mendoza ahead of Ramirez. He's thrown 6 straight strikes in this inning.
Thing about Mendoza, with Derek Lowe now warming up for the Red Sox, known as their closer out there. Think about the low pitch from Mendoza. When it starts low, it goes lower, though, because he's got that sink to it. So it's not just a low pitch.
Like the one to Everett on the 0-2 count. Fastball inside here. And again a strike. Still 0-2.
Certainly you don't want to take a location that's the 3rd best location of your pitches. He's going to stay with his strengths, and that would be the sinker ball. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't throw another one in the dirt like he did Everett to see if Ramirez will chase it.
He tried to do exactly that, and Ramirez lays off. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Manny Ramirez.
Well, it's outside, and Ramirez, you can see how low it is, able to keep the bat back.
Do it again.
Well, that's the reason we talk about pitchers pitching in front of the hitters. They got so many other weapons that they can deal with when they're doing that.
Back inside. And the sinker down. Derek Jeter, an easy play, gets Ramirez 2 outs. Boy, that sinker from Ramirez is lethal tonight.
It's nasty, isn't it?
Man.
And he's got precision control with it. I think he's only thrown about 2 breaking balls since he came into the ball game. But watch this sinker. This pitch is down. That's what Manny Ramirez likes, is the pitch down. It's out over the plate. He likes that too, but it's sinking. And it's sinking about another foot from there.
Troy O'Leary takes the breaking ball. So he's mixed in the breaking ball very well. Stuck with his sinker. There are 2 outs, nobody on. A 1-1 game, bottom of the 8th. First meeting of the year between these 2 teams. In about 16 hours, Roger Clemens tees it up against Pedro Martinez. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Troy O'Leary. We'll be on the air at 1 o'clock right here on Fox 5 tomorrow. And then at 1 o'clock again on Sunday when Andy Pettit faces Hideo Nomo. And then MSG carries the 11 o'clock game on Monday morning. Line drive, and Soriano catches up to it. Ramiro Mendoza has retired 9 Red Sox in a row, and none have come close to putting the good part of the bat on the ball.
Dad?
Yeah?
Are we there yet?
No.
Good.
With a comfortable interior and a car-like ride, it's beyond the minivan. The Odyssey from Honda.
Hold it!
Thanks.
21, please.
Like playing around with stuff? Well, at Best Buy, you can play around with anything you want. Actually, that's half the fun. Best Buy, go ahead. Turn on the fun.
Attention all Yankee fans. In the Seinfeld starting lineup, it's George.
The New York Yankees!
Ruth, Gehrig, DiMaggio, Mantle, Costanza.
Seinfeld tonight at 11 p.m. on Fox 5.
Neither team has had a base runner against either bullpen. What a game. Let's take a look at our upcoming New York Yankees broadcast schedule. We talked about our games tomorrow and Sunday. We'll be on the air at 1 o'clock. Game time 1:05. Monday, MSG's on the air at 11 o'clock. And then the Blue Jays. The Yankees go to Toronto, and MSG will carry the games Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then Bobby and I will be back at you next weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, when the Red Sox come to Yankee Stadium for the first time this year. Rally caps. Well, I guess they're rally caps for both teams.
Well, for the first time this year at Fenway, Yankees rally caps are turned around as far as the fans are concerned, and they got a pretty good guy up right now at Posada to get that rally started.
Yankees and the Sox had rally caps on. It's 1-1 here in the ninth. Posada 1 for 3, and he takes a fastball from Beck. Outside corner, 0-1 to Jorge. That's the splitter, outside corner. Posada thought it was either low or outside or both. 0-2.
Well, it's been a pretty wide plate tonight for just about, well, for everybody, for both ball clubs. You can see that pitch looked like it was outside.
Posada down on the fastball. 1 out here in the ninth.
Upstairs, and it looked like a fastball that just exploded in the strike zone.
Number 24, the first
That
baseman,
high strike again.
Martinez.
And I think Posada still was thinking about that pitch, the first strike pitch, that when it came back and make it 0-2.
Maybe.
And wasn't ready for that.
Tino Martinez now. Tino 0 for 3 on the night. And a strike from Beck. That is all both teams have seen from the relief corps this evening. 1 strike after another. Strike 2 to Martinez.
Hey, if he's going to call it out there, you just keep putting it out. And maybe just tease a little bit more. They're working the outside corner. And Carlson calls it a strike.
There's a ball high. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Tino Martinez. Tino fouls it up. That was a high splitter right there. Beck got away with 1. Still 1-2.
Same pattern on Martinez as he had on Posada with the 2 strikes. He went up in the strike zone. I think Beck was trying to get the ball a little bit more inside. He got it out over the plate. Tino just missed it.
Mike Stanton waits in the Yankee bullpen, and again Tino going at that high fastball. Then I think that other pitch was a hanging fork ball. I don't know for sure, but it appeared to be that.
Well, you were right. It was an high fastball. And you can see how hard it is to get on top of him. Remember, they say when the ball's up to the high in the strike zone, you got to, in order to hit it properly, you got to get on top of it. Well, Tino was underneath that one, popped it out of play.
Another fastball. Tino late. Well, it's pretty clear that Rob Beck is throwing a lot harder than he has in past years. As we said, the surgery 2 years ago, coming to Boston, couldn't break a pane of glass, but he can tonight.
He really didn't have that pop to his fastball last year.
No.
I remember him pitching.
And there's the splitter, and that gets Martinez. There are 2 outs here in the 9th inning, and that'll bring up Clay Bellinger, their center fielder.
Boy, the equalizer. Upstairs with hard stuff, and then you break off that split-fingered fastball. You change the eye level. Instead of looking up, you're looking down.
He went from the attic to the wine cellar. Bellinger, who came into the game in place of Michael Coleman, who pulled his right hamstring. And the breaking ball, the Bellinger's in there. Strike 1 to Clay.
We did get word that Michael Coleman left the ball game because of a problem in his right hamstring.
One and one to Bellinger.
So if that's the case, and Bernie is not back here tomorrow, the Yankees are left with Bellinger to play center field.
Low with the splitter. 2 balls and 1 strike. The first hitter that Beck has fallen behind on. Bellinger had 5 home runs last year. You throw that high fastball around the letters, you can jerk it out of here. 2-1 to Clay Bellinger. Hit hard. Left field. Against the wall. Bellinger will try for second, and now he thinks better of it. Kind of kicking himself, and Bellinger just missed the home run. That ball had too much topspin on it.
Well, that's what the Green Monster will do for you. I think Bellinger did the right thing here. Obviously, when you hit the ball and it's off the wall, the first thing you're thinking is for 2. And that's what he's thinking right now. But with 2 outs, he doesn't want to get thrown out at second base, knowing that that ball, as it caroms off the wall, and O'Leary once again plays it perfectly. So he gives the Yankees still another chance.
Here's Alfonso Soriano. He has scored the only Yankee run of the night. He's 1 for 3. There goes Bellinger. Beck steps off, and Bellinger's thrown out at second base. It's a timing play. Bad timing on Bellinger's part. The Yankees are retired in the 9th inning. They did have a hit, but it's Boston coming up in this tie game as Bellinger is erased at second. Beck steps off, throws to Offerman, and we will be back right after this.
Rain, stop. Traffic, you. CD, play. Climate control, on.
The Infinity Q45 with voice-activated controls.
Lights, green.
The rest of the world should be so accommodating. The new Q from Infinity.
This is a very exciting piece.
Really?
First off, 7. Very popular number. See how beautifully it shines? And notice the bonus. Do you have any idea what it could be worth?
Not a clue.
Well, I saw one in Oneonta bring $21,000.
Oh, my.
Oh, my. How much did you pay for this?
$2.
You have a very good eye.
Not really. There are hundreds of them down at the grocery.
Bonus 7's new from the New York Lottery. Over $31 million in prizes.
The date had changed, and now he had to. Fortunately, we were close and ready, which meant he was too.
Click and mortar at the Men's Warehouse.
You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
1.9% financing, plus $1,000 cash back. Inch for inch, pound for pound, dollar for dollar. Mercury Grand Marquis is the best value in its class. Now, during the Mercury 5-star sales event, get 5-star safety, 5-star appointments, and lock in both low 1.9% financing plus $1,000 cash back on Mercury Grand Marquis. See your Mercury dealer or dareToCompareMercury.com.
Bottom of the 9th inning, and if the Yankees expect to win this game, they have got to go into extra innings. 2 key plays in this game. In the 6th inning, first and second, nobody out for the Yankees. A key stop by Hedberg. That kept the double play in order. Then with David Justice on at third base, a fine scoop by Brian Daubach. And those 2 defensive plays have been the difference in this game as Stanton comes in.
And the Yankees now trying to make the difference in this game out of their bullpen. One of the strengths of this New York ball club, being a world championship ball club, is the strength, has been the strength of their bullpen. We saw it in Mendoza. They're so happy that he is back. Now Mike Stanton has played such a huge role. Stanton's role most of the time is getting out tough left-handers, but he also can get out right-handers.
Ramiro Mendoza came in, faced 9 batters, struck out 2.
Number 33.
Had 4 ground ball outs, 1 harmless fly ball to center, and a looping liner by Troy O'Leary. And here's Jason Varitek to pinch hit for Scott Hedberg. So it's Varitek against Stanton in this 1-1 game, bottom of the 9th inning at Fenway Park. Varitek's first plate appearance, of course. Has never had a hit against Stanton. 0 for 10 lifetime. Ooh, wicked curveball. Pitchers made those types of pitches to hitters. We would be here until Clemens and Martinez start tomorrow. It'll still be 1-1. Fastball is wide. Ball 1 to Varitek. 1-1 to Jason. On deck, Shea Hillenbrand, the third baseman.
Varitek, a switch hitter. Not had a hit from the right side yet.
Pops this one up with the wind blowing toward the bleachers. It's an odd wind. That ball earlier in the ball game would have been, in all probability, out of play. As it stands, it stayed in for Tino. He makes the play.
Number 29, the third baseman, Shea Hillenbrand.
Wind serving almost to knock the ball down, like it does in golf a lot of times. You think the wind's behind you, but it's not.
Early in the season, the wind normally blows from left field to right field. Now, when the summer comes along, the wind sort of shifts. And if you're going to have wind, it blows from right field to left field.
Here's Hillenbrand. Just misses inside. Shea 0 for 3 on the night. Breaking ball. Great play. Martinez to Stanton covering. Tino Martinez off the line to Stanton. 2 outs.
Well, we talk about Tino Martinez and the fine play at first base. I think he's the best first baseman in baseball today. I've seen that play made time after time after time, as solid as anybody. And once he makes the great play, he makes a good throw to the pitcher, covering at first base. Watch this throw. He breaks no stride, and he steps on the bag.
He is certainly, in my view, the best right-handed throwing first baseman. There are some very good fielding first basemen in the game. Rafael Palmeiro does not have the range that Martinez does at first base. John Olerud does. John, the fine first baseman for Seattle. David Segui, generally acknowledged as an excellent fielding first baseman. J.T. Snow, the San Francisco Giants.
I think it's time for Tino Martinez to win a Gold Glove.
Tino on the line, or close to the line here, with Brian Daubach, the batter. One thing about Tino is the routine plays are always made, and the occasional spectacular play, the diving play just made on Hillenbrand, you rarely see him messing up a routine play. Low to Daubach, 2-0 to Brian Daubach.
Fenway fans and also the Boston Red Sox see why the Yankees have won 4 out of the last 5 World Championships, and also the last 3 in a row. Fine defensive play, solid bullpen, solid started pitching. Very seldom makes mistakes.
11 in a row retired by the Yankee bullpen tonight. 9 by Mendoza, 2 by Stanton. 2 balls, 1 strike to Daubach. Fly ball, left field. Over is Bellinger. He waves off Knobloch, and another strong inning by the Yankee bullpen. They have retired 12 in a row. And we go to extra innings for the first time this year. 1-1, Yankees, Red Sox.
Ford Windstar is the first minivan to earn the government's highest quadruple 5-star safety rating. Sleep tight. Now get a Windstar and get 0-9 financing for 60 months or $2,000 cash back. Visit your Tri-State Quality Ford store today.
For your new Toyota spokesman, we're looking for...
Ooh, someone famous. An action guy. Gorgeous woman.
Tom or Meg?
Wait, what about me? Me and my dog Baxter could do it.
How about a cartoon character?
Better yet, let 4Runner speak for itself with $1,000 cash back plus a $1,500 price reduction. That's $2,500 in savings on a new 4Runner.
Me and Baxter. Child actor.
Supermodel.
I'll set up
Auditions right away.
At least they agree on the 4Runner savings. See your Toyota dealer today.
New York Yankees baseball on Fox 5 has been brought to you in part by Nissan. Driven by Amstel Light. Amstel, the beer drinker's beer. By Washington Mutual, home loans and the power of yes, an equal housing lender. And by your local Lincoln Mercury dealer. New pitcher for the Red Sox, new catcher also. Jason Varitek stays in the ball game. And the new pitcher, he led the Red Sox in saves last year, their closer, Derek Lowe.
Extra innings between the Red Sox and the Yankees. And leading off for the Yankees against the new pitcher is Alfonso Soriano. And Lowe, like a lot of the pitchers that we've seen so far, sinker ball, hard sinker. Has turned into the closer for the Red Sox now that Flash Gordon is no longer in the bullpen. Soriano off the hands, down the right field line, and it's a fair ball. Soriano will try for two. Nixon throws not in time. A leadoff double here in the top of the 10th inning by Soriano.
Excellent base running by Alfonso Soriano. He caused the double clutch by Trot Nixon in right field, running hard from the box. Watch Nixon come up with it and then double clutch. Soriano seeing Nixon field the ball, and really it's an easier throw for a left-handed throwing right fielder, but watch the double clutch by Nixon trying to hurry the throw. Right there. Actually, it wasn't as much of a double clutch as I thought, but we mentioned earlier, Soriano with that great speed.
And Brocious trying to bunt Soriano over to third with less than 2 outs. And that is foul. I thought for a moment that maybe Nixon thought there was fan interference down the right field line.
Yeah, if he did, he was wrong, because you got to complete the play.
Yeah, you do. So Soriano down at second, nobody out. And Brocious pops it up. Varitek can't catch up with it, but Brocious now down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes.
That's one of those plays that if Varitek does catch up with the ball, Soriano could tag at second and go to third. How about that for a weird sacrifice?
Meaning Varitek with his back to the play.
Follow the bouncing ball. That's what Nixon did, but the wide throw at second to get Soriano.
Right on the line. That pitch low and outside to Brocious. Now it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count.
Now Scott will try to turn the bunt into a ground ball to the right side to move Soriano to third. Any way to get him to third base.
Another pitch down low as Lowe tries to entice Brocious to hit that sinker. Well, you talked about Derek Lowe and the saves last year, 42 saves for the Red Sox. Right down, he could get a loss as Soriano takes off with a pitch, almost gets hit by the ball, stopped, tags at third base and comes on to score, and the Yankees take a 2-1 lead.
How about that? So many things happened on that play, because had Soriano not taken off, Hillenbrand doesn't leave his position. Soriano's almost to third. Watch Hillenbrand going toward the bag. Now Soriano overruns the bag, steps on it, and comes home. How about this play? Soriano with a great jump from second base. Hillenbrand leaving his position, going toward the line to cover in case Brocious swings through it, and Brocious pulls the ball into the position the Yankees take the lead. Unbelievable. Man.
What a spark plug is right. Alfonso Soriano has certainly sparked the Yankees in front in this inning. And now Knobloch going to sacrifice Brocious down to second. So a nice fundamental play by Knobloch gets Brocious in the scoring position with only one out.
The interesting thing about that play is had Soriano not taken off, now naturally there are 2 strikes on Brocious, so he's got to make sure he makes contact. Watch Hillenbrand going towards third. Had he not done that, he throws Brocious out at first base, but Soriano ran past the bag, came back to touch it, and now he walks home for the Yankee lead.
First of all, where Soriano was, he was almost on third.
Oh, he steals third base.
Oh,
no question.
easy. I mean, he's on third base for sure.
Absolutely.
And now Jeter steps in to take a ball down low.
But by stealing the base, or trying to steal the base, he moved Hillenbrand out of position.
Yeah.
Brocious hit it where he was, and Soriano walks home. But we talked about his speed earlier in the ball game. He can run. He ran to second, and then his attempted steal of third cleared the way for Brocious and the Yankees to take the lead.
Willie Randolph said early on, he said, don't be surprised if Soriano steals 40 bases for the Yankees someday. Maybe this year. Down low for ball 2 to Jeter.
Normally, you wouldn't try stealing third with nobody out, but with the count 1 ball and 2 strikes, Brocious having failed to sacrifice a couple of times, that changes things.
And Soriano noticing that Lowe wasn't paying any attention to him down second. He was concentrating on getting Brocious out. Three balls and a strike to Jeter. Brocious down at second. Only 1 man out. It's outside, ball 4. 2 men are on now for New York. Let's take another look at that play, Tim.
Count on Scott Brocious was 1 and 2. Hillenbrand sees Soriano come home, or come to third. Soriano runs past the bag, but Hillenbrand had been cleared away from his position. Fortunately for Brocious, he hit it into the position and not down the line. Soriano not only going to third, he had to jump over the ball to prevent from being hit. That threw him off pace, but not the Yankees. They know which way to San Jose, don't they?
He not only jumped over the ball, but he jumped over the third base bag
right
in the meantime.
Right. Threw him off stride.
Yeah, sure.
Man, that was an exciting trip around the bases for Soriano.
Well, he started off making Trot Nixon double clutch or semi-double clutch in right field to go to second. And then pulls Hillenbrand out of position for a base hit and a run scored.
Talk about earning your way around the bases. Soriano just did it for the Yankees.
Well, the Yankees want more. And they've got 2 men on, only 1 out. And New York now leads it 2-1 here in the top of the 10th. O'Neill holds off the pitch down low and outside. Paulo for 3 tonight with a walk. Boy, Brocious has had another fine game. And Jeter knocked in the first run for the Yankees. Big swing by O'Neill. This has been a fun ball game.
It has.
And if this is a prelude to what's going to happen tomorrow, I cannot wait.
Good sinker from Derek Lowe. You can see how far that ball goes down. I'll tell you, pitchers on both sides have been nasty tonight, all of them.
That's inside. This time it catches the corner. O'Neill takes a look back at Carlson. He's had a pretty wide home plate tonight.
But he's been that way for both sides.
Yes, he has.
Yep, been very consistent.
They always say, if you're going to be consistently bad, be consistently bad for everybody. If you're going to be consistently good, be consistently good for everybody. No favoritism. And O'Neill, I don't know how far that was outside. Classic O'Neill swing to stay alive, and he rouses Soho down in the Yankee dugout. One
of those grenade swings right here. throw it and scatter. Doink.
In on the hands and pulled foul. O'Neill loves that ball out over the plate.
Probably as much as anybody in the American League, a hitter that is so adept at going the other way with 2 strikes.
Somewhat not the norm. You can see Rivera. Somewhat not the norm for a left-handed hitter. Most of those left-handed hitters like it down low and in. Well, the off-speed pitch. Looked like what's that, quick finger?
Something along those lines. I didn't think Lowe threw that pitch, but this certainly looks like a splitter. Either a splitter or a changeup.
Well, I know he has a changeup.
The designated hitter.
I think that was the changeup.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
Now I see the spin on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a good changeup by Lowe, striking out O'Neill. 2 out for New York. Got to bring up David Justice. 2 men are on for New York. They lead at 2-1 here in the 10th. Popped up. Offerman, shallow right field, puts it away, but the Yankees come back. Here in the 10th inning, Alfonso Soriano doing some fancy running on the bases. Grotius knocks him in, and the Yankees have a 2-1 lead. Red Sox coming up in the 10th.
1.9% financing, plus $1,000 cash back. Inch for inch, pound for pound, dollar for dollar. Mercury Grand Marquis is the best value in its class. Now, during the Mercury 5-star sales event, get 5-star safety, 5-star appointments, and lock in both low 1.9% financing plus $1,000 cash back on Mercury Grand Marquis. See your Mercury dealer or daretocomparemercury.com.
This is a very exciting piece.
Really?
First off, 7. Very popular number. See how beautifully it shines? And notice the bonus. Do you have any idea what it could be worth?
Not a clue.
Well, I saw one in Oneonta bring $21,000.
Oh, my.
Oh, my. How much did you pay for this?
$2.
You have a very good eye.
Not really. There are hundreds of them down at the grocery.
Bonus 7's new from the New York Lottery. Over $31 million in prizes.
The CR-V from Honda. It'll take you to the mountains. It'll take you to the beaches. It'll take you to the desert. It'll take you just about anywhere. But it won't take you to the cleaners. The CR-V, another special value now at your Honda dealer. For a limited time, get special APR financing as low as 3.9% for 36 months on new CR-Vs.
Boy, we've had a good one tonight. Yankees lead at 2-1. But what about tomorrow afternoon? Roger, the Rocket Clemens, goes against Pedro Martinez. We're going to have all the action for you right here on Fox 5. You talk about a dream matchup. Well, it's going to happen tomorrow starting at 1 o'clock. 2 guys on their way to the Hall of Fame.
Last time they faced one another was on that infamous Sunday night at Yankee Stadium last year. Infamous if you're a Yankee fan. Trot Nixon beating Roger and the Yankees 2-0 in the 9th inning. The home run by Trot Nixon. And Mariano Rivera in to record a save, but brilliant work by the Yankee bullpen, retiring 12 in a row. And good work by El Duque to start. He went 5, Mendoza went 3, Stanton went 1.
And then you got to face Rivera in the 9th inning to try to punch out a run just to tie it up. They're going to send up Mike Lansing, the 9th place hitter. Mo with 2 saves on the year. And the first pitch is high and outside.
Just checking the scorecard. Here we are in the bottom of the 10th inning. The last Boston base runner was Manny Ramirez in the 5th inning, the RBI double.
Well, you had Mendoza who came in. Didn't give up a run in 3. Perfect pitch on the outside corner. 1-1 now on Lansing. Stanton came in, pitched an inning. Nobody pitched 2 innings, that is. I'm sorry, just 1 inning for Stanton. And jammer right back to Rivera. And 1 gone here in the bottom of the 10th for the Red Sox.
Mentioned earlier, both teams with excellent bullpen. I'm sure that'll be the talk throughout the Northeast. The Yankees have a better bullpen than the Red Sox. So far, the Yankees do. So far.
Some question, you know, when the season started, after Nelson left via the free agency market, Trot Nixon standing in, that maybe they wouldn't have the magic with the combination of the Stanton-Nelson type deal, and that would kind of mess everybody up out there. But they forgot about Mendoza, and if he was healthy and what he could do. He was brilliant tonight.
He was just flat out nasty
yes, he
tonight.
Was.
I mean, nasty.
Seriously, as many times as I've seen Mendoza pitch, I don't think I've ever seen a nastier sinker than he threw tonight.
I agree with that.
I mean, just the flat-out bottom dropping out of it and pinpoint control.
Occasional breaking ball.
Check swing foul. That's the swing that the left-handers know that's coming, the pitch. That cutter inside, they can't lay off of it, and they can't get the bat head out on it.
0-2, you don't mind a swing like this. 2-0, unforgivable if you're a hitter. Check swing on a 2-0 count. That's not good.
Hit hard up the middle, base hit. The bat head was out on that one.
Yeah, that ball was out over the plate just a little bit, Bobby. Fat part of the plate, fat part of the bat for Nixon. You can see Posada sits inside, and the ball out over the plate. Rivera is a high ball pitcher. The fact that it's up is not that big a deal. As a matter of fact, this fastball up is tougher to handle than the one down. That ball out over the plate.
Offerman now stepping in. As we have said throughout the game, the Red Sox don't run that much. They only have 1 stolen base, and that's from Carl Everett.
Only 2 attempts on the year.
Yeah, 2 attempts. It's away from Posada, but not far enough for Nixon.
A lot of times when a catcher drops a ball like that, regardless of whether it's in the strike zone or not, you don't get that pitch. Reason is an umpire doesn't have a chance to look at the pitch and follow it into the glove. But the Yankees got the call there.
Up high for a ball. Now it's a ball and a strike. Mariano Rivera, with Everett waiting on deck, has just been simply the best closer in all of baseball in the last 2 or 3 years. He only throws 1 pitch, and that's the cutter, the fastball cutter, like that one there, and Offerman somehow laid off of that one. Now it's 2 balls and a strike.
That 1 pitch, however, Bobby, with the late movement is like 10 pitches. Maybe that's an exaggeration. Probably like 5 or 6, though. Darts inside to a left-hander. Stays outside to a left-hander.
I get your point on the outside corner, 2-2. To have 1 pitch and to be as dominating as Mariano has been, that 1 pitch is like you said, 5 or 10 pitches.
Yeah, not too many pitchers in the history of the game can be that effective with just 1 pitch.
No.
Gossage comes to mind. Goose was effective with just the fastball.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Offerman is gone. Last hope coming up in Carl Everett.
Rivera just blowing the fastball by Jose Offerman. That sign by Lee Mazzilli was telling Chuck Knobloch in left field, a hand behind the head, no doubles. In other words, if you're going to cheat, cheat deep. especially here at Fenway in left field.
Interesting, Everett is 0 for 2 lifetime against Rivera. Everett stands right on top of the plate. And Mo's pitch, you can see how deep even Knobloch is playing in left field just to prove your point. That's foul back on a play. But if Everett's going to stand on the plate like that and have to hit that pitch inside, he better gear it up a little bit.
Left-handers with a tougher time against Rivera than right-handed batters. Reason is the ball veers into the smaller part of the bat against left-handers to the bigger part of the bat against right-handers.
Another foul just over the Yankee dugout. 1 ball and 2 strikes, 2 men out. Man on for Boston, and the Yankees lead it 2-1 here at the bottom of the 10th.
As it often is with Rivera, it's catch me if you can, and most left-handers can't.
The fist and over the head of Derek Jeter in the left field. Now the Red Sox with 2 men on, and could you believe it? In this first game of a 4-game series, in a beautiful game that has been played here at Fenway, Red Sox went out and spent a whole lot of money to bring this guy up in this particular situation.
Everett gets the ball out over the plate and gets a hit against Rivera. Manny Ramirez has never had a hit against Mariano Rivera. He's 0 for 12 lifetime.
Manny has struck out twice tonight. He doubled back in the 5th inning to tie it up as he plated Carl Everett. Gets away from Posada. The runners will move up, and now the winning run is at second base.
You have a very interesting situation, and that's what Joe Torre and Mel Stottlemyre are talking about right now. Normally, you don't even think about it. You put him on.
Yeah.
However, this is not normal. So Joe said, Mel, go out and ask him if he wants to walk Ramirez. If you pitch to Ramirez, you've got a little room to manipulate. Even though Troy O'Leary's a free swinger, do you pitch to Manny Ramirez, who's 0 for 12 lifetime, with the winning run on at second base, or do you walk him intentionally and pitch to Troy O'Leary? I think what you do is you try to throw Ramirez high fastballs, and if you walk him, you walk him.
O'Leary 1 for 8 lifetime, only a 125 average. You got the guy that has produced as many RBIs as anybody in the American League the last 3 or 4 years at the plate now. They could put him on, but they're going to pitch to him. Winning run down at second. And the pitch is up high.
You throw him a high fastball, Mariano Rivera, that's his strength, and that's Ramirez's weakness. If you walk him, you walk him.
His first hit against Romero, and it produces big for the Boston Red Sox, and they will take the first game of this 4-game series by the score of 3-2. Clutch hitting by Ramirez once again.
I think the original plan was to throw the ball out of the strike zone up. When Rivera fell behind Ramirez, he came down on the 2-0 fastball, and Ramirez doesn't miss many, and tonight drives in all Boston runs as the Red Sox win a thriller here in the bottom of the 10th inning, 3-2.
What a tough call. You got the best in the business out on the mound in Rivera. You got the best as far as producing RBIs in the business in Ramirez, only the stats don't add up as the matchup does.
As we said, Bobby, he was 0 for 12, and that's the decision that Joe Torre chose, and that's why they elected to pitch to him. That's why Mel Stottlemyre went out there. And you had to say Rivera said, hey, I want to pitch to him. If he swings at the high fastball, you got him. Well, he swung at the low fastball, back through the legs of Mariano Rivera, and that's our General Motors play of the game. How about that ball game?
Wow, about that. Well, let's take another look at it. Our General Motors play of the game.
Even that pitch, right around the letters. I thought that ball was a little lower than it was. But it was a high fastball. And Ramirez, sometimes you got to give guys credit, and that's one of those situations where you tip your cap. And that's what about half of New England's doing right now to the Red Sox.
Well, Manny Ramirez knocked in all 3 runs for the Red Sox tonight, and a glorious win for them. That's the reason that they got him, was to do just what he did tonight, and he was outstanding. So the final score once again in the first extra inning ball game, the Red Sox beat the Yankees 3-2. Please be sure to join us again tomorrow as the Yankees and the Red Sox rivalry continues. Coverage will start here on Fox 5 at 1 o'clock. It's Clemens and Pedro Martinez. We will now join the lone gunman already in progress.
That's appropriate because Ramirez was a lone gunman tonight.
And Seinfeld tonight at 11 o'clock. Wow, what a ball game it has been. Let's take a look at some of the highlights. Well, we got the sun in the eyes. There's Roger. He'll be on the mound tomorrow, the Rocket. Manny Ramirez knocking in all 3 runs. Derek Jeter plated a run tonight himself. But it was the Red Sox over the Yankees by the score of 3-2. Lots of pitching and good pitching. So for my partner Tim McCarver and all of the people down in the truck here for Fox 5, I'm Bobby Mercer. Be sure to join us tomorrow afternoon in that great matchup of Clemens and Pedro. Good night, everybody.